Again, my name is Art Mota. I am the National Policy Director at LULAC, the League of United Latin American Citizens. This afternoon portion is our hybrid, the State of Latino America Summit. We will also have a virtual component next week. But this summit brings together leaders from various sectors to discuss common policy issue areas with LULAC. Those who affirm shared values and commit to shared actions with us at the national level. And of course, this summit creates a space to address critical issues affecting Latinos, not only here in DC and in our states, but across the country. Issues like the economy, education, the census, voter participation, healthcare, and immigration, as well as technology, access reform. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and welcome our first speaker, who will introduce our following speaker. Please welcome Cindy Benavides, CEO of LULAC.
Muy buenas tardes. Okay, I'm going to say it one more time. I know some of you are eating, so I'll give you a minute. Muy buenas tardes. As we gather here today, Latinos are absolutely leading the charge. We're leading movements, we're standing up, we're defending our voice, our rights, and our values. And I just want you to think, today, 2022, we're over 60 million strong. And in just 30 years, 3 decades, yours and my lifetime, Latinos will be 120 million strong. That means that 1 in 3 Americans will be of Latino ancestry. And so as you sit here today, I want you to remember all those times when you were told no, or you were made to feel like you were not enough. And I can tell you that in my personal life, I had individuals tell me that I was not a leader because I was too kind. I had leaders tell me you're too soft-spoken. I had leaders tell me you shouldn't go to college. And I stand here before you today. As I think of the context of America and what is happening today, I want you to see all these laws that are passing at the state level. Voter suppression laws. I see Dr. Garcia in the House. I'm sure President Garcia is right here next to us as well. Do we have any students from Texas?
Come on, where are they?
We have some work to do in Texas.
Yes.
We need you in Texas. Currently, LULAC has multiple lawsuits in Texas because what we started 93 years ago, we're continuing today. Can you imagine, for 93 years, our organization has fought, has protected our Latino community. In 1929, simply coming together could be considered conspiracy, and our community was hanged and lynched and killed. I want you to understand your history in America and your place in our America. Because people forget that Latinos are part of this country. And all of us need to be proud and say, somos Americanos. And let us not forget it, and we will not let you forget it either. I want to thank our sponsors. I know Army's in the house, MasterCard was here, and so many others that have been a part of our journey. And as I think of the work that we have ahead, know that we can't do it without you. What makes LULAC so beautiful, and I see President Flores sitting with us here today, and I see our LULAC leaders as well, I see Summer, Dr. Elba Garcia, is that the heart of this organization is our volunteer members. It's what our members do every single day in their local communities where they live and work. You are the leaders. And in fact, it is our local LULAC leaders who tell us what to do. Isn't that right, President Garcia? It's our
Remember that.
I see Dr. Garcia smiling over there.
Yeah.
And I want you to consider becoming a part of a LULAC family if you're not already, because we absolutely need you on the ground. And if you're an introvert, and I can tell you this comes from an introvert, you might not see it. We need you in this lucha. I can tell you that for so long, my most comfortable space was behind the governor, or behind President Obama, or behind the party. But there were so many people that came up to me and said, Cindy, we believe in you, we see your commitment, we need you at the table, we need you speaking up. And so I stand here, even as an introvert, remembering our community. And the strength you hear in my voice is because of our community. It's because of our mamas and papas. It's because of our abuelos, our sisters and brothers, all of our community. And just as I speak, I want you to find your voice, to carry that message, to be the Latino and the Latina or non-binary in our community, to be the leader that you always have been and that you were born to be. With that, I'm going to introduce someone that is really special to us, someone that is close to our heart, Jessica Rosen-Warso, who is the chairwoman of the FCC. She was with us last year when she was interim, and I can tell you she has just such a beautiful story to share, and every time we've approached her, she's never said no. How do you measure someone who, although not Latina, well maybe, because I know you have Spaniard ancestry, always says, we're next to you. We're next to you, LULAC. We're next to our Latino community. We will fight for you. She has devoted her entire career to opening up opportunities, accessibility and affordability and communication services. She has fought to provide opportunities for students. And she is responsible for developing policies. And I'm so proud to say that in just the last year, because of the work of the FCC and her leadership, over 10 million more individuals today have access to internet and broadband. 10 million. That actually deserves a bigger clap. I just want you to imagine what happened during the pandemic. How many of you had to connect via your internet or even your smartphone or tablet? The fact that 1 in 3 Latinos do not have access to technology and broadband is a problem. And who is tackling this issue directly is the FCC chairwoman. Just imagine how our lives can change with technology. With that, Chairwoman Rosen-Warso, bienvenida.
Thank you, Cindy, for the unreasonably kind introduction there. But you know what's the most exciting part? We're here in person.
Yes.
I see your faces, and I'm not going to take that for granted going forward. So it's really exciting to be here with you. And as you've heard, I am the chairwoman of the Federal Communications Commission, but I want you to know, especially because so many of you are younger, that how I got there. I was a staffer at the FCC, a congressional staffer, then the commissioner at the FCC, and now I'm the chairwoman. I'm the first woman to hold this job.
Yeah.
It took 88 years for a woman to be in charge. So I'm going to make up for lost time. All right, so since I've been in Washington for a while, I want you to know that LULAC has been a wonderful partner when it comes to trying to address issues of digital equity. Now, I might be biased, but I think they are really important. And this summit is dedicated to the state of Latino America. And I will tell you that in 2022, talking about the state of Latino America requires us to talk about the state of connectivity. You see, because no matter what issue it is that you care most about, voting rights, immigration, healthcare, housing, media access, every single one of them you will be more effective with if you get your community connected. Your efforts will go further, farther, and they will make a difference. And we need all of you and all the households you come from to be capable of doing that. But here's something you probably know. Millions of people in this country still don't have a broadband connection. And Latino households, they over-index on connecting to the internet through a smartphone, and they under-indexed on having a wired broadband connection. There's data out there to say that 1 in 3 households are not connected. And here's some data I found especially chilling from the folks at Pew. Over half of Latinos report being worried about how to pay for their internet bills during this pandemic. We can't afford to treat internet access like a luxury good. These pandemic days have proven it. You have to go online for education, for health care, for school, work, all of it right now. Broadband's no longer nice to have. It's need to have for everyone, everywhere. And Hispanic communities especially cannot afford to go without these connections because it denies them the full opportunity to participate in modern civic and commercial life. All right, getting off my metaphorical soapbox for a second, I want to tell you some good news. The good news is we are taking historic action to finally close these persistent gaps in the digital divide and the part of the digital divide that affects students that I call the homework gap. And we're doing it using this new bipartisan infrastructure law, which you've probably heard a lot about. It really provides a once-in-a-generation opportunity for us to connect everyone in this country. And that funding in that infrastructure law includes $14.2 billion, that's billion with a B, that number still seems huge to me, for the FCC to help establish a program we now call the Affordable Connectivity Program. The Affordable Connectivity Program can help every low-income household in this country get online and stay online. It provides $30 in support for broadband, and it provides support for a computer or a tablet if you don't have one. And I think you heard Cindy say at the outset, we now, in less than a year, have been able to get 10 million households enrolled in this program and get them online. And you know what? LULAC has been an incredible partner in making this happen, and LULAC has partnered with other organizations like Heartland Forward and is reaching deeper into communities across this country to get the word out about this program, because when I preach about it from Washington, it has limits. When people hear about it in their own communities, we connect more people and our efforts go further. Now, here's the thing, 10 million is great, but we got millions more who haven't signed up. And I have a sneaky suspicion that when we try to get to the next 10 million, we're gonna have to think a lot about Latino households. And if you're sitting in this room, I want your help doing it. We're gonna need trusted voices telling people that support is available and helping them get it. Because nobody should have to choose between paying their broadband bill and getting gas and groceries. We know that's happening though. We have a program that can help. These investments are a really, really big deal. Like I said, they're historic. We've never done them before in this country. We've got to take advantage. It's an opportunity to connect all. But you know, Congress, in authoring that bipartisan infrastructure law, actually also saw behind these investments and recognized there are other things that play into full digital equity. There are communities that for too often have been overlooked and underserved. And Congress specifically asked the FCC to do some work looking at them to develop policies to prevent and eliminate what they call digital discrimination. Now that's a big, broad term, but I'm really pleased to say that yesterday at the FCC, we voted unanimously to start an inquiry into what digital discrimination looks like. We're gonna ask what it means, what communities are affected, who gets left behind. We're gonna try to set up a complaint process that allows people to tell us what's wrong so we can go fix it. We're gonna work with states and localities to set up model codes to prevent digital discrimination. And we're also gonna work with the Attorney General to make sure all of our laws, the ones enforced by the Department of Justice, can respect the need to make this a national priority. All right, I'm prattling on, but I feel a little passionate about this and asking you to feel passionate too. Because coming out of this pandemic, we have an opportunity to get more people connected than ever before. More Latino households connected than ever before. And just think of the contributions they're gonna make to civic and commercial life if we do that. Because the way I see it, your zip code shouldn't determine your access to broadband. Doesn't matter who you are, where you live, where you came from, or who you love. We wanna find a way to get you connected. In my world, that's what digital equity looks like. And I am looking forward to having LULAC's help because the next 10 million, here we come. Thank you. How to Connect Summit.